Hello and welcome to this deck tech on a Duel Commander deck for Niv-Mizzet Reborn. Okay, so what is Duel Commander? Well, the main thing is a one-on-one best-of-3 format where you start with 20 life with its own unique ban list. So, what am I going to play? Well, as my name suggests, it's always Niv-Mizzet Reborn. I kind of went with a build of my main Niv-Mizzet Commander deck, the one that's highly interactive. And I've had a few games with it. I'm not happy with this list, I will be changing it, but I wanted to do an original tech for the gameplay videos you're going to see coming after this, just to see how things are. So, just for the sake of things here, it's Niv Reborn. We flip the top 10 if he enters, and we look at everything that's a 2-color pair. I am playing a companion, for the sake of things here. I'm playing Gigant the Wellspring. We can only have 1 mana pip of each color in a spell. And he can tap for Wooburg, but can only be used for colour spending. Then we move on to our deck tech. So first things first, we've got 40 lands. We are running a full complement of the fetch lands and the dual lands. We're running a command tower, 1 of each basic, and we have a combination of shock lands and triumphs to fill out the rest. I need to do some tweaking because I found myself short on a couple of colours. But with 20 life, there is way more emphasis on untap lands that do not cost you life. Currently, right now, the meta is very aggro heavy, so I would suggest getting a very efficient mana base if you're going to play 5 color. Then we'll look at our multiple columns. So our first column here is 17, and we have, which is basically all of our ramp fixing spells. So we have some 2-color ones with World Soul's Rage, which lets us get ramp cards. We have Planar Genesis, which is the lesser growth spiral. Look, I think it's worse, but that's just my personal opinion. Our original growth spiral. Ren and 6, which is great fixing. So, yes, it's a good pinger, but 9 times out of 10, Ren and 6 is just there to fetch back a fetch land and give you some more fixing. Gensokar Felion. Now, he is technically a value creature, but he does have mana fixing. So I was umming and ahhing about which column he went in, but it's pretty good. Then we have Faber Elder, which is self-explanatory, a Wooburg tapping mana dork. The rest of the deck is a bunch of low mana rocks to give us some advantage and ramp. Then a bunch of mana dorks and fixing, so Deathrite, Self-Rise Quest, Noble High Rock, Birds of Paradise, and so on and so forth. You can see them all here. Funny one here, Gleemox. So, this is a joke card, and you might have seen the video on my channel, that shouldn't be legal anyway. If you read the flavor text there, it literally says this card is banned. However, with the creation of the new Duel Commander, they've made a new ban list, and this card is not on it. Every other Mox in existence, even Mox Amber, is on the ban list, but this one isn't. And spoiler alert, there is gameplay of me actually playing this, so I will show you that this card does actually work on MTGO. Our second column here, moving along, we have 11 value creatures, so things like Judge's Familiar, Soligarch, which can get lands back, Lotho, which can make us treasures, Crux is a good endgame finisher, but he's a bit expensive, Baleful Strix, Chevelle. We've got lower cost things here to try and buffer ourselves against aggro. I may have to change this and put more in. We've got Voice of Resurgent, we've got a good old Sin Collector, which is one of my pet cards. Wandering Mind, and Clophis as a solid answer. So, right now, one of the favourite aggro decks I've seen is the Titan Flage, which is a Lightning Helix on a Titan, kind of like Croxer, that can come back. So, people are just casting him, putting him in the graveyard, then bringing him back. So, having a bit of graveyard hate is always good. Then our 4 column here is our dig/tutors. So we have Expressive Iteration, Pillage the Bog, Ring Sight, and Bring to Light. Just ways to dig for any eventual answers, things to do with that. Then our biggest column here, 22, no one will be surprised here, is what I call our answers column. So everything in here is a kill spell, a counter spell, or an edict for the protection commanders, or ways to deal with problematic permanents permanently, including Oko. So 22 answers. Won't go through them all. They're all here if you want to look at them. Finally, we have our 5 cards here, which are our big answers, so I want to go over a bit more detail. General Furious Roderick, we've seen him 100 times here. Cast a multicolored spell, make a 4/4. Very good card. Definitely should be in any multicolored based deck. For Veerlingus, it is an X spell that creates X/2/2 Trample Haste Knights that when they hit the opponent will give the Monarch, and well, we'll just show you here. We have Resell Ray, the Kingpin. She is probably our most common bring to light target because we've introduced the initiative here. And it will give us a great advantage. So, one-on-one, initiative and Monarch is insane, particularly if you came at it with some good ones. One of the current most played decks, and it's one I refuse to engage in after 3 bad experiences, is the Jeskai Aragon that gives the Monarch when it enters. It's just a 100% control deck that just resolves Aragon and literally just draws the extra card to counter the game out. The one win I have against them is on time because the other player was really slow. We then have Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes. Again, go for the Eyes Boo. Need I say more? Finally, we do have Faramir, Prince of Illifen. This is a card that has gone way up in my estimation with my current splurge on Brawl. So he is a 4-drop, 3/3, with the ability at the beginning of your end step, you pick an opponent. We're in a duel, so it'll be our opponent. Then, at the end of their turn, if they haven't attacked us, we draw a card. If they have attacked us, we make 3 1/1 soldiers. 2 important things about this card I didn't realize. 1, that trigger is not contingent on him being on the board by their end step. So even if they kill him, we still get that first initial trigger. 2, they don't have to deal damage. So if they swing in and we block with something, or chump block, we'll make 3 more chump blockers. Like, this is very good and very powerful, I believe. So that's the deck in its initial exemption. We'll put the link below for the current build into Moxfield. This is our mana curve right now. As you can see, a lot in the 2-drops and 3-drops. It's a fun build. It's not a very competitive build, so I wouldn't recommend it being your first deck into this format. But yeah. So this is our current deck, and yeah, this is until Gleemox gets banned. So yeah, everyone play Gleemox until we can get it banned. It doesn't break the format having a single Mox in it, but I just think it's something that's funny to me that a card that literally has the words "this card is banned" on it is currently legal in the format. So have at it, people.